We wanted to talk about where Komatsu is on autonomous and what we've learned so far. In order to know where we're going and what we've learned, just kind of a little bit of our experience so far. We've done it for 10 years now, including the prototype phasing and the early developments. So far, there's been 0 system-related injuries or accidents, which we're very, very proud of. Obviously, safety is number one in all mining applications. We have over 170 trucks built currently on the system. We have 130. That's increasing every week as we continue deployments throughout Canada. We've got over 2 billion tons moved in 4 different types of applications. Of course, there's what you've done, and then there's the benefits of what you're doing. We've found that we've reduced costs roughly 15%. Those numbers vary by operation. You're seeing extended tire life off the machines, and then minimizing the footprint. So the fuel consumption of the machines and some of the other roadable throwaway components has gone down quite a bit. And then obviously productivity increases is the key there. So really 4 areas of impact with autonomous that are pretty much required. So the change management, the understanding that autonomous is not just a turnkey solution. You just don't buy autonomous and it delivers to site and you just turn it on and off she goes. It's not how the system works. Success translations more into value than cost almost every time. Customers that tend to focus on the value of the system tend to integrate quicker and get more benefit from the system. And then optimizing, once you have the autonomous in place, the ability to optimize your other aspects of your mining operation. So change management, I think everybody's got a little bit of anecdotal about how to handle change management, but the biggest thing is all levels of both organizations, both the suppliers and the customer, the mine site, have to be on the same page, and every level has to be pulling in the same direction. So like we say in here, there has to be toll gates created at each level, and both sides have to be held to those KPIs, and there has to be meetings associated with that to make sure that at every level the companies are working together to create a single positive solution. Some other things we learned, I always joke, we say we sell autonomous, what we really sell is a system, right? And that system is different at every single mine site. Even if it's the same mineral, even within the same company, every single one is different. And so I think when we started down this path, we thought, well, this works for one type of operation, it doesn't work for another operation. What we found is each mine site that's deployed has needed something slightly different. So it's almost a customized solution at every single mine. So like I said before, value, the companies that focus on value, so increased production, lowering the cost, it really opens that value window. Companies that just focus on the cost, they tend to lose the control from their mine site, and it slips right into those accountants, and accountants just count more of the dollars and cents. Obviously, the end driver is cost per ton, but you're also adding value to the downstream. The last thing we want to talk about is because you're autonomous, now you don't have truck operators and you don't have other things, so managers often say, well, now I can actually manage the mine because I don't have to manage personnel issues, HR, and some other things. So it allowed them to optimize outside of just the mine operation. So really what we found out is mine planning is key. So both your long-term, your short-term, your daily mine plans. The trucks and the autonomous system itself will do exactly what you tell it to do. So the old saying of garbage in, garbage out, if you don't have a good mine plan, if you haven't thought out how you're going to operate each and every day, you tend to have poor results with the autonomous solution, and it will magnify them very quickly. Optimizing pit layout, again, that kind of goes back to your mine planning. When you optimize the pit layout now, you don't need T intersections. You can use Y. Your dumping and loading areas have to be well thought out, right? So if they're too complicated or you're trying to mix too much within a low system, sorry, somebody just phoned my watch. It tends to slow the system down, and it tends to not maximize the solution. Limit the amount of manned vehicle integration. So the more the autonomous sees a manned vehicle, the more confused the system will get. Not confused, but slow it down. It will slow it down because it wants to be as safe as it possibly can around manned vehicles. So it slows the system down the more you get involved with the system on the manned level. Another thing that we found out is don't dispatch yourself into a mess. So the more you alter, you change assignments that the autonomous system is given the trucks, the more you get integrated into what the dispatch is trying to tell the trucks to do, the more it slows the system down, right? There's a reason that it's optimized, right? There's a reason that the dispatch system is telling it to go somewhere. It's thought 50 loads ahead where you're thinking in 30 seconds ahead. So don't integrate in too much with the dispatch. And then always remember, everybody wants a safe operation. That's the real focus of autonomous, right? We want to go towards that safe and effective operation. So even when there's conflict or there's issue, everybody has to remember what the one goal is, and that's being safe every day and doing the right thing. I think that may have been 4 minutes. Any questions? All right.